Hey guys, welcome, and so happy that you're here with me. It's Taco here, Coach Taco, coming to you, talking a little bit more about this week's topic and how you actually close that gap between where you are today and where you want to go into the future, right? I'm talking about you wanting to becoming a millionaire agent, $1 million real estate agent, and you are somewhere, maybe at 5,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 100,000 a month. And, to become $1 million agent per year, you definitely need to close, you need to get to at least, what is it? 90,000 a month, right? To really get to $1 million, right? But the safe number would be about at least a six-figure a month, right? So I talk to a lot of real estate agents that, work very hard, do a good job, work their way through, all the business that they think they should be doing every single day. But then, they don't close the deals that they are supposed to close. So, today I just want to take you through like the framework that I've been working on for quite a while, but maybe I never really put it, within a real frame for people to understand. So I'm going to try something new here today. I'm going to kind of lay out the idea, the framework, the system for you to understand and how you can actually close that gap. So if you're listening right now and you're excited about this, give me a little like and, just put in the comment box that you're, very excited to watch this, to get ready, to get your business into that specific framework to start building and moving on your business to becoming the next $1 million real estate agent. Because this is possible, it's definitely possible. If you are in the high ticket sales items, right? What real estate is, you're in high ticket sales, what means that you close deals, you get high commission, you get 2%, 3%. At the end of the day, that can get you to $1 million per year quite fast. I have worked with agents that get $1 million a year by just closing 8 to 10 deals a year. They do, of course, big industrial deals. They sell big land. They do international property. But like I said, that is a little bit what you have to start thinking about. Like, in what niche do I have to move myself into to actually become more of a high ticket agent rather than the low ticket agent, right? So that is the things that you have to think about. Now, I'm going to pull up a slide here next to me. I hope that this works. Here we go. Ooh, it worked here very well. So as you can see, I got my little iPad here with me here on the floor. So if you're thinking like, why does he keep looking down? It's basically because I'm kind of moving my iPad here, right? So this is for you to understand the real estate business model, right? So like I said, I've been working on this for quite some time. I've been promoting this for quite some time, but, again, never really got a chance to explain to you how this business model really works. Because, at the end of the day, there's a few things that you need as an agent, right? There's a few things that you need to fix in your business immediately, right? First of all, you have to work on yourself first, right? You need to have a level of confidence to start building your real estate career, right? Without that confidence, you will not be able to sell. You'll not be able to provide the value out there. You'll not be believing in yourself well enough to scale yourself up to that $1 million, right? But the key also is that you basically need to fix two things, right? It's very simple. It's marketing and sales. You need to have an incredible big lead flow of quality leads coming into your business, people that you can connect with, talk to, build relationships with, and over time convert them into what I like to call sales, right? But how do you put that really into a model? So that's a little bit what I want to show you today, right? So if you're with me, it's great. Stay with me. If you have any questions, put it in the comment box. I'll get back to you. If you watch this later, I'll still answer this to you. No problemo, okay? So I talk about these three little circles here, right, that you see right now. So one of the things that is very important for any real estate agent to understand to get started is, you need to basically, you need to act. You need to start acting like a $1 million agent, right? You need to take a certain loads amounts of action, right? You need to act. Act is super important. Mindset in this business is everything. If you don't have that right mindset, setting yourself up to become $1 million agent, you're simply not going to get there, right? It's all about building that confidence, setting those commitments, and eventually also setting that schedule for you to start building on that business, right? Because again, there's not a lot of $1 million agents out there, but there's definitely those that are out there, that they went to that space because they were confident enough to do so, right? So you need to basically act to it. Then once you have that confidence, you set up your action plan, you set up your schedule, you're committed to doing the business. Then, like I said, the first thing is that agents always need to fix, they need a certain amount of lead flow. That means you need to start attracting potential customers, right? So that is a little bit the second circle that agents need to look at. You need to attract, right? You need to attract a lot of people, because by attracting a lot of people, you have a lot of people to build relationships with. And as you build those relationships, you will be able to convert more people. It's that simple, right? But it sounds so simple, and agents know this already. And many of you know already that you need to do a lot of leads. But if you look to the real people out there, the real agents out there, you just see that they don't invest that much time, money, resources to really attract a lot of people. But let's say you fix this for a while, then you have to go to the last point, and that is basically where the sales comes in. And sales is not all about, just sell. Hey, look at what I have. Do you want to buy it? Hey, look at what I have. Do you want to buy it? It's all about, are you actually really making what I like to call a impact? Sorry about that. An impact. Are you really making an impact to people, right? So that's really the model that we want to talk about a little bit today, right? What is what I say? If you can fix the act, attract, impact model, what I call the act, attract, impact method, that is really where you start seeing significant results. You start growing. You definitely very, very quickly will start thriving into the 6 figures a year business, right? That means hitting your first 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. But the goal is really that you want to get to that $1 million a year, right? So either it's in dollars, ringgits, whatever it is, you want to hit that million model, right? So the next thing that I want to talk about a little bit is actually I want to talk about these areas, right? These areas here in the middle, right? These are very important connectors between all these areas of act, attract, connect. Act, attract, and impact, right? It's super important for you to understand that once you start building that model and you start growing, that, once they start connecting with each other, you just simply get the outcomes of it, right? So the first thing that you will get once you act and you start attracting people, then of course you start getting your leads in, right? You get your lead flow in. Your leads have to be coming in very soon. And by your leads coming in, you need to start taking care of your leads. And if you take care of your leads, what will happen is through attract and then impacting people, what you do with those leads, you start to, what I like to call convert. You start to convert those leads, right? Once you start converting those leads, of course, they have a lot of impact to convert those leads. And then from converting those leads, then you start acting more on it, right? And that is basically where you start to scale, right? So you fix the leads, you convert more people, you get money into the business, and you reinvest that money back to basically scale your business. That's the most beautiful part. Now, why is this so hard for many real estate agents? Because they don't get the whole business model, right? Because it's basically, you need to act, attract, you see the core that we just basically start talking about, right? That's basically this level, right? This core that you want to get to. You want to get those leads. That's the outcome. You want to convert more people. You want to scale, right? And you need to now attract. You need to act, attract, and impact. But it's actually everything that is around it, as you can see, right? So I'm quickly going to show it to you. Is basically this whole this whole level here, right, where you basically go around basically this whole framework around it. This is basically what needs your attention, right? That's basically all the the systems that you need to build to attract and to impact, and so you can act again and then attract again and impact again. That is basically the stuff that you need to start working for. So let's go to that a little bit more, right? Let's just go to the simple first part where we start talking about act. What's the first part that we need to do? Well, I don't want to make it sound super simple, right? But the first thing that you need to do, and of course it may sound so obvious, but it's so true, you need to make a plan. You need to create a plan, right? There's so many agents that go out there into the market and they simply don't have a plan. They go out there and they're like, okay, I'm going to sell something. I'm going to look at a piece of real estate, and then that's it, right? And they're like, okay, how am I going to do this? Well, I'll figure it out down the way. That's how my business in the first 1.5 years just completely failed. Really completely failed. I did not know what I was doing, right? I had absolutely no idea what I was doing until I found my mentor. Together with my mentor, he let me work on a plan for 2 months, 2 full months. He let me work on a plan. And based on that plan, he said, okay, how are you going to execute? How are you going to execute? He made sure that on the plan that I was making, that I was going to execute, right? And that brings me to the next part, is actually how, once you have the plan, then you have to you need to know how commitment, right? How committed are you in executing this plan? So commitment also comes with the money game, right? How much are you willing to invest into your business, right? Well, anybody thinks that real estate, you can do it for free, or it doesn't cost you any money, or is without any investment. You don't invest in anything in marketing, you don't invest in your car, you don't invest in meeting your clients, is actually wrong. There is definitely a certain commitment that goes into your business. So the question would be, how committed are you? How much are you willing to invest in your business, right? And many people that are listening right now and say, well, I don't have any money to invest in my business. Okay, that's fair enough. But then it will take you a little bit more time before you get to that $1 million business, right? And the final thing, right, is the commitment. And then it's simply, you plan, you commit, and then of course, it's all about your time management, right? Your time management. Well, how is your schedule of the day going to look like? This is in the act area. Now, I can tell you, by coaching a lot of people, by training a lot of people, this is what already goes wrong about 80% of the time. People don't have a plan. They don't know what their commitments are. That means they don't know how to schedule ahead of time. They don't know how much time, they don't schedule ahead their budget for the next 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Their money goes down a little bit and then commission comes back up. They have to reinvest, money comes down. It's not like one flow going up, right? They look at their business like it's one money game going up. It's not true. You know, you have to reinvest back, and that money will come back again. And you really have to start thinking as a businessman, businesswoman. And then of course your time management, you know, how are you going to work on your, how are you going to execute on your plan? When are you going to do what, you know, based on that plan, right? When are you going to do your marketing? When are you going to do follow-up? When are you going to do your appointments? Well, when are you going to do your social media? When are you going to do your ads? When are you going to do your admin? When are you going to meet your team? When are you going to meet your coach? When are you going to meet, when? That is super important for a very tight and strong schedule, because any millionaire or people that make $1 million a year will tell you if money is a valuable thing, but what is even more valuable than the money, it's time. That's super important. So once we fix that, very cool, done. Then you have to go to the next part, right? That's where you need to attract a lot of people, right? This is where the leads, where you take action to get in a lot of leads. You know, that's the flow, the transition from act to attract, where you take a lot of action, and then because of your action, you start talking to a lot of people. A lot of people that might be interested in your products, might be interested in your, you know, in your services, might be interested in you, you know, because you're working on your brand. Right? So now you need to attract. Now, this is super important part of your business, right? Is the whole system, structure, and strategy of what I like to call lead flow. You need a lot of lead flow. You need a lot of leads in your business. In your attract part, this is where you build your database, right? And basically it also consists of 3 areas. You attract people, and once you attract people, the question is very much, in how do you actually connect? How do you connect with these people, right? How do you connect with these people? Because that is very important, because you attract them into your database, and then it's, of course, how do you connect with them, right? How do you reply to them? How fast do you follow up with them? What do you say with them? How do you make sure that you stay in touch with them? All of that kind of stuff is super important, right? So I always say it's sometimes easy to get in a lot of leads because there's so many tools out there. There are Facebook ads, Google ads, portals, network events. You know, you can do a whole lot of stuff to attract people, but eventually the question is, how do you connect with them so that they know that you're authentic, that you have authority, and that they know who you are? Make sense? Coolio. So then once you connect with them, then of course, how do you deliver? Deliver to them. It's deliver, yeah, sorry, maybe just make sure that at least half of you can read what I'm writing. Deliver. Deliver. How do you deliver to them? Deliver means, what is your offer, right? What are you basically offering to these people, right? What is the project, the property, the listing, the service that you're delivering to them, right? And how you're handling that with them. And then, of course, are you able to repeat that system with your database? Oops. Repeat. Your handwriting is like sucks today. Repeat. Can you repeat that cycle over and over again, right? Can you repeat it? You need to repeat it. So you attract people, you connect with them, you deliver something to them, and even if they want the product or not, can you repeat that with the same person again in your database so that you keep following up that business? Now, if you are able to build that lead flow, so that means the lead comes in, it's attracting the lead generation, and you nurture that lead over and over again. Nurture. No, you don't want to buy today. It's okay. No one to buy today. No one to buy today. 3 years later, hey, wants to buy. Boom, he comes to me because I have invested 3 years of lead nurturing with this person. Boom, you are a rock star agent. You can do that. Well, then you fix the second part. The second part means this part where I talk a lot about converting, right? You convert a lot of people because you know how to attract, connect, deliver to people. You know how to repeat that cycle with the leads over and over again, and that is why you are able to convert, right? So once you fix that, great, then you basically start working on your impact. What kind of impact are you actually making, right? So impact has a lot of elements into it. And impact is simply designed to make you a better communicator, where you have more influence, that you're more courageous, that you really mean something to people. You're not just a real estate agent, you're just an amazing human being. And people like to deal with amazing human beings. People like to deal with great people. It's that simple, right? So impact is all about, okay, how do you, first word that comes up, you know, that when I designed this, right, I was like, okay, how do I explain, how do you make an impact on people, right? That you make a difference, that you differentiate yourself from any other agent out there. And one of the words that came up is an amazing word that I use many times right now, is intimacy. Intimacy. Intimacy is really in how do you basically build that relationship, right? And how do you get closer to people? How do you make sure that you are not your real estate agent, you're their friend. You're almost like a family member, right? What is super important. And intimacy is all about how you communicate, right? The words you use, the messages that you show, the videos you make, the smiles that you know, it's all about the intimacy, right? And then the second thing that is, of course, very important is the persuasion part. How do you persuade people? The persuasion, how do you persuade people in basically closing the deal, right? You want to close people, right? You want to make sure that people are being influenced in making the right decisions. That is really what it's all about. And the final part and the final piece, of course, within the impact model, when you really can start scaling, is that you use that impact to people and you let people speak out that impact. You let them speak it out by basically giving you testimonials. So you use those testimonials to, again, use that to basically conclude the circle. Now, look what a mess, right? Look at what a mess, what a mess, what a mess, what a mess. But this is basically the gap that you need to close, right? The full circle in, what you need to do, how you basically do it, and how you basically make sure that you get the right results in your business. Now, one of the things that you can do right now, just as we come to an end of this session, is just think about for a while, right? In all of the outbound areas, the areas around act, attract, impact, right? That eventually results in into getting the outcomes of leads, convert, and scale, right? Think about it for a while, right? Just for a while. Let's say for a while. Let's say for a while we would take a traffic light, right? You have a traffic light. You all know traffic lights, right? And a traffic light. What are the colors of the traffic lights? We all know that. Either you have the you either have the let me just fix that for a while. Okay, oopsie. Okay, so you either have the red, right, or you have the yellowish or oranges, right, or you have the green one, right? So basically, all of those, right, red, yellow, green. So you have to ask yourself, okay, green means flow is going very well, got that fixed. Is doing great, Let me just give my laptop a little bit of juice. Otherwise, I'll be cut off very, very soon from you. Very, very soon. I don't want that. Okay. So, and then from there, so green is flow. Orange means, okay, I'm spending some attention to it, but I didn't have it fixed yet, right? And the red one is like completely stuck. I don't know. I haven't paid any attention to this yet. It's not fixed yet, this for me, right? So what I want you to do, what you want to look at for a little while, right? And what you can work on right now, just to see at where you are at in your business to start closing that gap, right? It's for yourself to look at, okay, in this circle, what are the things that are, going very well, right? So you say to yourself, okay, I got my, let's say I got my, I got my time management. Let's do that differently, right? Otherwise it really gets ugly. But let's say you say, okay, I got my time management is going pretty well. I know what I'm delivering. I'm very clear on my products, right? And you say, okay, and I'm actually pretty good in persuading people, I'm actually pretty good at that, right? But you say, actually, if I look at my business, actually I don't really have a plan, right? My plan, and I have a hard time connecting with people. Right? And I don't really follow up very well with my clients. It's not doing that well. So that ones I have to fix. And the other ones that are a little bit more into the middle is the remaining ones, right? I am committed. I do invest. Maybe have to do a little bit more. I do have to build more intimacy, and I actually have a few testimonials, but I have to collect a few more, right? Look at this, right? This is where you really start to see, okay, what areas do I really need to work on, right? What are the areas that really need to get more attention? Because the green ones are helping you move forward. They help you make your 5,000, 10,000, maybe 20,000, 30,000 a month in real estate. But to get to that 100,000 a month, actually everything has to be super, super green, because that is how your act, attract, and impact really starts flowing together. Because what you really, really want is for these three to be super green. That is what you really want. These three want to be super green, because you get lots of loads of leads, and you know how to convert those leads very easily. And then you use that money to start scaling your business, to increase your plan, make your plan bigger, more commitment into your business, where you start adding more people to your team. Then things start really, really going very well, right? So this is a little bit of story, and how I hoped you to really a little bit from a helicopter view, understand the key basics of really start working on your business and making sure that it can scale, grow bigger. And that is what I want to give you today. Hey, listen, if you want to know more and if you want to connect with me a little bit more, with more intimacy, there you have it again, right? With more intimacy, and you want to learn from me how you actually can do this with a real plan, I can help you a little bit as your coach. Feel free to reach out to me. Go to my website, propcoach.co. Book an appointment there. Just go to the real estate section or the real estate agent section or for agents. Book a session with me. I can talk a little bit more with you how we can start building on this. And then, you know, who knows, we can start be working together in the near future, right? Okay, guys, that's an end for this session. I hope you really enjoyed it. It was a great time spending with you. This was Taco coming to you, Coach Taco coming to you here on a Pure section. Have a wonderful evening.